Just under 3 miles to the finish of the Ford Ironman World Championship, and it's two men side by side, Chris McCormack and Andreas Raylor. It may take you back to a similar duel in 1989 between two legends, Dave Scott and Mark Allen. It is remembered as the Iron War.
Literally, we ran side by side, mile after mile after mile, and we kept bumping into each other because neither of us wanted to give an inch. He surged, and I was barely able to hang on. He dropped down to about a 6-minute mile, which, that's pretty crazy in an Ironman. I thought, he's going to run a 6-minute pace for the closing 13 miles of this Ironman. And I lost it. I thought, I can't do it. I can't hold it. I can't win. He's going to win one more time. There was one last final uphill. We were side by side. At the bottom of the hill was an aid station. Dave reached over. He grabbed a glass of whatever. And just as I was ready to reach over, something just said, go. And it was like I was shot out of a cannon. I just took off and started running as fast as I could go, and it blew his mind. And then we ran down the other side. I took one last look back. I couldn't see him, and I knew that it was mine.
Now, 21 years later, history repeats. With two men who have enough respect for the history of the race to understand the significance of what's happening, and a respect for each other that lets them actually share a sponge and a handshake in these final miles. Amazing is what Macca's awareness is. This is just about where Mark Allen went for it. They stay together. This one's going to be even better. Into the town of Kailua Kona. There are less than 2 miles to go. There seems to be a slight desire by McCormack to be the one in front, even if it's just by a foot. He is the one who has won this race. Then on the downhill, a foot becomes 2, becomes 3 as a lead grows. McCormack pulls away. His body provides one last dagger of pain to overcome. But he will literally grit his teeth to get through it. It is the latest that the men's marathon has ever been decided. As Chris McCormack wins his second Ironman in historic fashion.
World champion from Australia. He did it again. The one, the only, Chris McCormack.
The crowd and Chris McCormack waited 1 minute and 40 seconds for Andreas Raylor to arrive. His last mile must have been a killer. The two will be forever bonded by the drama they created. Two and a half minutes behind was Belgium's Marino van Hohenacker. His best finish ever in Kona. Chris McCormack's performance was worthy of a Wheaties box.
With about a mile to go, I took off, and then I hit the wall, and I started to panic, and everyone was yelling and screaming, and I looked back and I couldn't see Andreas, and I just closed my eyes the last bit, and then the motorbike guy came up and I said, "Please, can you see him?" He said, "No, I can't." And so about the last 400 I got to really celebrate, and you know, the last time I won I was so emotional. I don't really remember that last 400 metres, and this year I really enjoyed it, and I'm just scared I'm going to wake up and this is not going to have happened, so I'm just over the moon.
Now it's time for the women to enter the Energy Lab and handle all the mental and physical torture that comes there.
It's always a moment. I think every athlete's demons come out and ask those questions. Even if you're having a good day, I was having a great day last year, and running through that Energy Lab, I thought I might have to walk for a couple of miles there.
Walking is what Julie Dibbins is doing. She's learning things today in her first marathon. Caroline Steffen of Switzerland passes her for second place. There's a lot of damage in her status in the race. Out of the Energy Lab and flying. This looks like it's going to happen for the 5'3" Carfrae. Craig Alexander finishes in fourth. He may not have three-peated, but it was the fastest Ironman he's run in Kona. The longtime leader, Chris Lieto, finished in 11th place. Then two former champions show the honor of finishing. Tim DeBoom and Norman Stadler crossing the line together in 33rd place. Just up the road, all that's left for Mirinda Carfrae is the marathon record. Just like last year, she has the road all to herself.
I saw my coach and she said to me, "You got to keep on running hard because, you know, if you keep at this pace, you could get the run record." I didn't exactly know what the run record was. I knew it was a 2:57 something and change, so I just wanted to get under 2:57 to make sure the record was mine.
It's okay to wonder what would have happened had Chrissy Wellington been able to race. What we are left to know was this performance by Mirinda Carfrae was as convincing as any other, and that she is an Ironman world champion.
So much that goes into that moment behind the scenes and sacrifices and the rest of it. It's just awesome. It's just so exciting to accomplish such a thing.
Caroline Steffen finishes in second place, her best in Kona. Julie Dibbins slips no further than third, 11.5 behind Carfrae. Now the rest of this race heads to the transition. Clayton Tresca. Next up, a marathon.
So far, so good. Just trying to get this pain out of my lower back. from side effects from the chemotherapy.
Lou Hollander, looking strong at 80.
You are flying, man. Great bike. He needs to do the whiz quiz.
You should have seen me going into Javi. I was
Is that awful or what?
okay, gentlemen, goodbye.
Got it.
This is Katie Rosane, a 47-year-old nurse from Anchorage, Alaska. And Katie is wearing a boot.
I had a stress fracture 6 weeks ago. Got off of crutches 2 weeks ago. You know, and I got here to Kona, and it's like, well, I'll give it a shot. Could swim and I could bike, luckily. Got my bike shoe on, so we're good there. And then, but I knew I had to walk the run with this thing. And so far, I'm doing okay. Had a good bike today, so I got plenty of time, as long as everything holds up. So, hopefully I'll be at the finish line, you know?
Just when you think you've heard it all, another tale from the amazing 1700. 5 years ago, Shane Niemeyer was inmate number 97B0129. Now he's competitor 1419.
Having one of those days where you think you're not going as fast as you thought you would. You think about quitting, but you can't really do it when you finally made it here, you know? Just tough it out.
Toughing it out is what 76-year-old Hunter Temple did in the last 10 miles of the bike after crashing. The doctors say he's done. This father-daughter duo don't have the happy finish line story they hoped for.
He's in a lot of pain. I mean, the last 20 miles has been pretty tough.
Timex salutes Julie Dibbins for winning the Timex Ironman watch bonus on both the bike and the run. For the men, Andreas Bokerer reached the Timex Ironman watch bike bonus first, and Chris Lieto achieved it on the run.